Hey guys, it's Sierra with lifefullandfrugal.com, and today we're going to be showing you how to make fresh or frozen fruit small batch jam. There are several reasons why this is a super good recipe. One of the biggest things that I really like about it is that it's great for beginners. It's a small batch, so you're not going to be overwhelmed. One of the things I really like about this recipe is that you can use fresh or frozen fruits. It's that time of year where not a lot of fresh fruit might be available in your neck of the woods, so just picking up some frozen fruit from the grocery store is perfectly fine for this recipe. It's also great if you are picking up fruit that might be marked down, maybe it's a little overripe or it's getting a little soft. It's great for things like that as well, so it's a good way to save money as well. Something else really nice and really convenient about this recipe is that you do not have to use pectin, which is normally used in jam to thicken the jam, but in this case we don't have to use pectin, which makes it super easy and convenient because pectin is not normally something people keep in their kitchen cupboards, so no pectin needed. Another neat little aspect is that we use recycled jam jars for this recipe. We use the Bon Mammon jam jars to make our jam. You do not have to use those, but you can. This is what we use in our recipe, and it makes 5 of these. Alternatively, you can just use a normal half pint jar like this with, canning lids. It's totally up to you. But in our case, we were able to collect enough of these jars to recycle them and use them for our jam. Another nice aspect of this recipe is you do not have to have a canner. Not everybody has a canner in their cupboard. All you need is a 6-quart spaghetti pot, something that you might boil water in for spaghetti, and it needs to have a lid. And I'll show you in just a few minutes how we did that. So you don't need a canner, you just need a big, heavy spaghetti type pot, and you should be good to go. And finally, this is such a great recipe to make for Christmas gifts. That's part of the reason we like to make jams this time of year, because they make such nice Christmas gifts for friends and family. Everybody loves something homemade for Christmas. Also, I just want to let you know as a little heads up so you're not confused. The day we made this jam, we made 2 different kinds of jam. We made blueberry plum jam, which is the recipe we're going to share, and we also made peach jam. So you're not confused, that's why you're seeing 2 different colors, so just a heads up. Next up, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and get started with your water bath water and your 6-quart spaghetti pot. Okay, so that you do not have to use a canner, we're going to use this 6-quart pot, and we're going to fill the bottom with these lids. These are just lids from coconut oil jars and honey jars. They're technically canning lids. We're going to place those along the bottom, a total of 7 lids, and it should fit perfectly, all 7, lining the bottom. And your jars are going to sit on those lids so that they do not touch the bottom of the pan. Now we're going to add about 3 quarts of water. It's close to a gallon, which is half of that pot, 3 quarts. And the lids will float up a little bit. Just shove those back down gently, and they will sit still once you push them down. And now you're going to just add the lid and turn it on high and let it come to a boil, and this will be your water bath. Okay, so to start out, in a heavy bottomed pan, we are going to add 5 cups of pitted plums. We used small plums, you can use larger plums if you like. To the pan, we are going to add another 6 cups of frozen blueberries. The pan we use is a cast iron enamel pan. It needs to be heavy bottomed because it needs to simmer for a while and you don't want your jam to scorch. Next up, you are going to add 2 cups of sugar to the fruit. And finally, you are going to add a half a cup of just regular bottled lemon juice on top of the fruit and the sugar. Use a potato masher to mash all the ingredients together. Bring the jam to a boil on high heat and then turn it to medium heat and allow it to simmer for 40 to 45 minutes. Now that the jam's thickened, you're ready to go ahead and put your jam into the jars. Before you put the jam into the jars, dip each jar into the water bath water that should be boiling at this point. So take a pair of tongs, pick up each jar, dip them quickly again into the hot water bath, and then put the jam in. Quickly plunge the lid also into the boiling water, and using a towel, take the lid and screw it onto the jar that you've just put your jam into. So you've sterilized the jars first, and you plunge them again into the water bath, the boiling water bath water. And then you place the jam in, and then you put the lid on. Be very careful to use a towel or a nice hot pad to make sure you don't burn your hands. Once you have your jam in the jar with the lid on tight, set it aside until you have all of your jam jars full with the lids on. Now you're ready to start putting each of the jam jars into the water bath. Be very careful, and you're going to need to have a pair of canning tongs to be able to put the jars into the water bath. Gently place all 5 jars into the water, making sure that the water covers the top of the jars. The jars should be in the water bath for 10 minutes. Once the jars have been fully immersed in the water bath for 10 minutes, they're ready to be removed to cool and seal. Once you've been able to remove all of the jam jars from the water bath, they should start sealing within a few minutes by making a loud popping noise. When a jam jar is sealed, it should indent slightly on the top, and it should not be popping out. It should be flush and even inverted a little bit at the top. That is a sealed jam jar. If it's not sealed, it will pop like this. So if it makes this popping noise after the jam is completely cooled, it means it didn't seal and it needs to go into the refrigerator, and you should eat it as soon as possible. If it does seal, it should be flush like this, no noises. So make sure you're paying attention to that, because it needs to be sealed if you're going to put the jam jars in storage. Okay guys, and that's it. That's how you make small batch jam. Hopefully it went really well for you, and that you have made some delicious jam to share with family and friends, or maybe you've made enough to share as Christmas gifts this year. Everybody loves a homemade gift, so hopefully you're able to do that this year. Let us know in the comments below how it went, or maybe what fruits you used, what variations you did. It really, really helps the algorithm if you engage with us. So give us a like, give us a comment. It really, really helps. Don't forget to check out the description below for some helpful links. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, it's Sierra with LifefulAndFrugal.com, and I just wanted to quickly let you know that some of the links below in our description on our YouTube channel and also LifefulAndFrugal.com do include affiliate links, which means if you click on a link and make a purchase, we may receive a small commission for that purchase at no extra cost to you. So I just wanted to let you know, and we appreciate your support.